Hey everybody, it is March 26, 2024. It is a Tuesday and it is a beautiful day here in Manhattan. Now we're on Canal Street and the corner of Broadway. We get the N, Q, R, and W trains. But today we're going to be making a left on Broadway and walking all the way up through Soho to the Empire State Building. Now, if we continued to walk all the way down Canal towards the east side of Manhattan, it's going to take you to Chinatown, Little Italy, and the Manhattan Bridge. Now, if we were to follow all these cars to the west side, this can take you all the way to the tunnel, the Holland Tunnel, and take you out to New Jersey. Go ahead and get started. We're going to be making a left on Broadway. On this tour, you're going to see one of the most probably famous and most sought after shopping districts, fashion districts in the city. You'll also notice a lot of diversity in the architecture. Soho is very well known for a lot of the pre-war buildings and buildings with cast iron facades and fire escapes. It's the corner of Howard Street. And it looks like they're filming a commercial. I'll take a little bit of a detour just to check it out. One of the interesting things about New York City, you never really know what you're going to run into. See all the lighting set up, the props. What it is? I think it's a commercial they're filming. Right on the corner of Mercer Street. Check out this building on the right. Really, really stunning architecture. Look at that. If you go just south of Canal Street, that's going to bring you into the Tribeca neighborhood of Manhattan. And up until recently, Tribeca was one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive neighborhood to live in Manhattan. Now it is the West Village taking the #1 spot in terms of most expensive places to live in Manhattan. You can see more of those cast iron facades. Soho is also known for their loft style apartments. Now a loft is usually very big square footage, extremely high ceiling heights. Sometimes you could even have 15 to 20 foot ceiling heights. These things are absolutely massive. And that's because back in the day, a lot of these buildings used to be textile mills and factories that are now converted into these beautiful loft style apartments. of Grand Street and Broadway. If we turn the camera to the right, if you look all the way down, this will run you into Little Italy, sort of on the cross streets of Mulberry Street. And if you continue to walk down, it'll take you into Chinatown. You can get the BD train to Grand Street, and that'll pretty much take you into the heart of Chinatown. So lots of transportation here if you live in Soho, both to get to the east side and the west side of Manhattan, where we just were on Canal Street. You could also get the 6 train, which is going to take you to the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Huge line for this slime shop. This is a good coffee company in New York City. It's called Think Coffee. There's tons of locations all throughout Midtown Manhattan, particularly near NYU. There's one on East 8th Street, closer to the business school, the NYU Stern School of Business. Broome Street. You're going to start to see a lot of notable shops, clothing stores, boutiques. You'll see Steve Madden, Bloomingdale's. This is pretty much the main drag of the shopping district here. We have Bloomingdale's right across the street. Banana Republic to your left. Alright, here you have Lacoste. You have Guess just off to your left.
Yes, read the letter driver. Yeah. And then you send the picture.
You have the Herschel store here. Now there's another beauty company called e.l.f. that's also publicly traded under the ticker symbol ELF. That's been one of the top performing stocks throughout 2023 and 2024. e.l.f. Beauty has really exploded in popularity. Check out this building. 560 Broadway. Converse is in here. But check out that architecture. And then right next to it you have the Museum of Ice Cream at 558 Broadway. This is Prince Street. If you make a right on Prince Street, if you're on Broadway, you head to the west side, or I should say the east side, you'll run into the very famous Prince Street Pizza, which is only 2 blocks over. They're known for their spicy pepperoni slice. You can also get the subway right here. The R and the W train will take you either uptown or downtown.
Like, even in her off time, she's like...
Just a few blocks here, you're going to see Houston Street. Now, as we cross to the northernmost side of Houston, that's going to lead us into the Noho district, or the Noho neighborhood of New York, Manhattan. And on the south side is where we are now, Soho. That'll pretty much go all the way until Canal Street, where we started the video. And as you cross to the south side of Canal Street on the west side, that's going to be the Tribeca neighborhood of Manhattan. Alright, we're now crossing Houston Street northbound. If you make a left on Houston, that's going to run you all the way to New York University, as well as Washington Square Park. But for the sake of this video, you're going to continue to head all the way up. Flagship Adidas store on Broadway in East Houston. If you continue to walk all the way down, that's going to run you to the on-ramp of the very famous Williamsburg Bridge. We'll cross. I want to take you past Crosby Street just because it's a very interesting block. I think you'd like it. And then we'll go over to Lafayette.
One big one.
Okay, this is Crosby Street. Check this out. These are some of the original Belgian block streets in Manhattan. Adds a ton of character to the neighborhood, absolutely beautiful. And you'll see this a lot in Soho and in Noho. Also a little bit in Tribeca too. And this is the Broadway Lafayette station where you can get the BDF trains. You can also get the Green Line, which is the 6. Again, that'll take you to the east side of Manhattan and the Upper East Side. This is now Lafayette. One more over from Lafayette is Mulberry Street. So if you find yourself on the corner of Houston Street and Mulberry, if you turn right on Mulberry Street, that's going to take you to New York City's Little Italy. Just one more look down into Soho. But we're going to make this left, and we're going to walk all the way up through Noho. Right across the street here is one of my favorite coffee shops in all of New York City. It is called Gasoline Alley Coffee. Right here. Highly, highly recommend it. And on the corner of Bleecker Street, you're also going to see the famous Kith store, which is like a fashion clothing store. And on the second floor, I think they also sell ice cream there too. If you want to come to Kith, it's on the corner of Bleecker Street and Lafayette. Here it is right on the corner. The Bleecker Street station. You can get the BD, FM, and 6 trains. And then we're going to come up on Bond Street in a moment. And you'll notice it also has those Belgian block streets as well. Not to be confused with cobblestone. The exact name is Belgian block. Again, you'll see this really unique architecture on these buildings. A lot of pre-war, beautiful fire escapes. And on the street level, you have all of that nice Belgian block. This is a luxury condo building called 10 Bond.
And there's like and I can tell you, you do not remember anything. And that in itself is scary.
Yeah, it's a really nice touch to the neighborhood. The only problem is it's not good for cycling, obviously. So you probably can't skateboard. If you're commuting on a bike, it's not going to work. We're going to travel all the way up Lafayette Street to Astor Place. That is where the brand new Wegmans is now opened. Wegmans is a grocery store chain based out of Rochester, New York in upstate. But they've recently expanded downstate. I believe their first location in New York City was at the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And now they have their first location in Manhattan. Is East 4th Street. If you make a left here, that'll run you right into New York University. You'll pass the Stern School of Business, as well as the undergraduate campus. Just off to your left, you're going to see where the Blue Man Group performs. Just before you hit Astor Place and the main subway terminal.
People would just steal everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we are, New York City's Astor Place. You have the main Starbucks here. I believe Facebook's headquarters is around here as well. You can get the 6 train downtown, or you could walk across the street and get the 6 train uptown. And you have the brand new Wegmans right on the corner of East 8th Street and Lafayette. If we were to make a right and head over to the east side, you're gonna hit right into the Village, but more specifically St. Mark's Place. St. Mark's Place is a really good time, particularly on the weekends. There's lots of bars, restaurants, really good nightlife, particularly for college students at New York University. And 51 Astor Place is the IBM Watson building. That's where they have their main corporate headquarters. This is going to lead us directly to 14th Street, Union Square. You have the main Whole Foods at Union Square, you have a lot of shopping, you have Best Buy there. And a very big transit hub too.
Of course I do.
Have one.
If we make a left here, you're gonna hit into the Strand bookstore, which we'll take a look, we'll check out. Now my favorite bookstore in all of New York City is East Village Books. They purchase a lot of used books from estate sales and things like that. So you can find a lot of hidden gems there. Some books that are pretty rare, some books that are worth a lot of money. So check them out. It's right off of St. Mark's. It's called East Village Books, but the Strand is pretty good too. It was established in 1927. Block away from 14th Street, Union Square. Coming into view, you can see the spire of the Empire State Building. This is a major transit hub. You get tons of trains, lots of different buses. And many people come here because of the Whole Foods, as well as the different farmers markets and things like that. Lots of pedestrians out today. Alright, we've just entered Union Square Park. And we're going to continue all the way uptown to 34th Street. This is going to lead us right into the Macy's at Herald Square. Now coming up on East 17th Street, we are going to merge on Broadway. And this is going to lead us into 32nd Street, Korea Way, at the very start of Koreatown. Once we pass Madison Square Park, which is going to be 23rd Street, you're going to be able to see the Flatiron building. And they are doing a major conversion project there for the Flatiron. It's going to be condominiums. It'll be interesting to see how that's going to work, because the floor plates are very, very narrow if you've ever seen the Flatiron building. Up and down Broadway has some amazing architecture too. Check out this building. You have coffee shops, cafes, pretty much everything lining Broadway down to Union Square. Something that the city has been doing is they've been adding more and more city bike locations. So look at this. So many city bikes lining the entire block, but it seems as if nobody's using them. Maybe it's because it's not quite time for people to get out of work yet, but a lot of drivers in the city have been complaining that the city has been turning parking spaces, or what would have been parking spaces, into spaces for the city bikes, and that have been taking away much needed parking space for the vehicles. However, I am in favor in general to have New York City be a more pedestrian friendly city. You know, it's a very walkable city, it's a very bikeable city. You have a lot of cyclists.
Hey YouTube.
You have, you know, more expanded, not only dedicated bike lanes, but as we continue to walk up Broadway, you're gonna have streets where it's completely closed off to vehicle traffic altogether to make way for outdoor dining, extra seating and public space. That's why you're seeing individual parking spaces in garages in Manhattan go for upwards of $200,000 just for the parking space. Not an apartment, just for the individual space to park your vehicle. And it's not uncommon to have parking in your building. Let's say if you bought a condo and there's a parking garage in your building, it's not uncommon for those spaces to go up to $300,000 to $350,000 for the parking space alone. This used to be one of the best views of the Empire State Building. Now, unfortunately, there's this massive new structure. Now, they're going to be condos. I'm not too sure the exact price per square foot, but they're going to be ultra luxury condos that unfortunately block the entire view of the Empire State Building. This used to be one of the most photographed views of the Empire, and now you have this huge new development blocking the view. Here you have the Flatiron building. Just to the right on East 23rd Street and Broadway, that is the start of Madison Square Park. You have one of the city's first Shake Shacks inside Madison Square Park. You can get the R and W trains either uptown in Queens or downtown in Brooklyn. right here. And here it is. This is officially the Flatiron building that was sold at auction, and this will now be converted into condos. Oh, just to the right, that is the founder of Morning Brew. That's pretty cool. I think he was doing some sort of street interview. It's a really good newsletter if you're looking for general business news. The company is called Morning Brew. And that was the founder and CEO. On the corner, this is Italy. Very famous Italian grocery store, as well as a restaurant. They also have an outdoor coffee and snack cart right here. Since we have the light on this side, we will cross. And we've now merged onto 5th Avenue. But we are actually going to cross back over and get on Broadway. So the city has actually expanded these bike lanes and closed off this section of Broadway to vehicle traffic. So what you have are these two really big dedicated bike lanes, and you have all of this added pedestrian space. You have room for outdoor dining, public seating area, and I think it really makes this strip of Broadway much better improved. It almost gives this particular section of New York City a very European vibe of everybody dining outside. Maybe we'll have to do a walking tour at night, because I'd say after about 6 p.m. this section of Broadway really fills up with all these restaurants. You'll see all these people sitting outside, dining. You have waitresses and waiters running around. It looks really cool. So if you're visiting New York, I would highly recommend, just come to the corner of West 26th Street and Broadway. I believe they've named it the Flatiron Plaza. See all the added outdoor dining space for this gelato shop. Also just regular public seating. Right on the corner of West 28th Street, you're gonna have the brand new Ritz-Carlton Nomad. This is the brand new Ritz-Carlton Nomad.
And then just squat over.
You're now 2 blocks away from New York City's Koreatown, 32nd Street, Korea Way. Okay, everybody, we have now reached our destination, 32nd Street, Korea Way, and Broadway. If you enjoyed this walking tour from Canal Street all the way up through Soho to Midtown Manhattan, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more New York City walking tours. See you all in the next one.